I'm obviously going to argue that history is one of the most important subjects for student learning, but I think History Day is a great addition for the curriculum, for teachers and for students. And so I think it's good to be able to have a competition where they can come and show the fruits of those efforts and to have those affirmed and rewarded.
Taking something, a sort of meager understanding of a topic, and then developing it into a full-fledged historical argument of some kind. That was probably the single most important part of my experience.
Thinking like a historian and those research tools that it teaches, those are tools that no matter what classroom you're in are going to be really rich for those students, and those tools that are going to help them not just in your history classroom or your social studies classroom, but across the curriculum.
Students work with professionals like librarians or other researchers and learn what kinds of things are needed to do to actually dig into history to find these things out.
They're learning things like professional communication, presentation skills, ability to take complex arguments and issues and distill them down into sort of concise talking points that aren't shallow but actually have depth behind them. There's a whole range of aptitudes that students can build through doing this.
When you see a student have that real pride, what I have here is that best version of me. I pushed myself. I ran into frustration. I overcame those obstacles. Those are all life skills that we want them to teach. So when you get to see that big picture, that's more than just learning a standard on a piece of paper.
One of the most exciting things and most gratifying things to me personally as a teacher is when students come forth and are extremely excited that they got a phone call from the person they've been trying to get hold of for 3 weeks, and that person talked to them for 2 hours and then wants to meet with them.
My project was Herb Block, who is this very prolific political cartoonist for the Washington Post. Got in contact with the Library of Congress archivist. We interviewed her right before Nationals, and she actually gave us access to original scans of about 10 cartoons that we really wanted on our website. We got to go meet her, and she brought out probably 30 of his cartoons, original sketches of his, and we just got to look at the pieces of history that we'd been talking about for months and months and months and months. That's the type of insider research that really only History Day can provide.
Seeing all of the students come in, and as they're setting up their projects and talking with each other about their topics, the things that they've done, or watching them interview with judges, and seeing something that these students have worked really hard on this for a long period of time, and to see them now on a day where that's affirmed and they get to talk about a subject that they have immersed themselves in and are now experts in, and to see that switch come on and to see how excited they are about their work, for me, that's what makes it great.
I mean, when you think about all the connections that you got to make with an NHD project, when they put all those things together and they do it well, it's awesome to see that, because it really is a process that's going to not only bring that joy and passion to history to them, but also bring them huge skills that they're going to be able to continue to use as they continue their scholarly pursuits.
Those basic research skills that I learned in History Day, that uniquely positioned me in a college setting to know how to research and to help my peers even. And from the very beginning, I've never been behind in how many sources do I have to have in a paper. And that's just one small example of just the lens that History Day gives you.
It's neat to see students be able to push themselves in some ways out of their comfort zones, whether it be that writing component, whether it be that presentation component. To see them put themselves out there like that and to have real pride in what they've done is something too that is a huge benefit with NHD.